Here's the thing. There's a couple things that make this truck insane, revolutionary, brand new. It is the highest clearance truck on the market, and it includes their patented
Click Lock Pro technology,
which we think fixes, remedies, cures, and miracles pretty much every problem that anyone's ever had with the inverted Kingpin truck.
It couldn't be done.
But it can be done.
What's up, guys? My name's Levi. This is Shred Shop, connect you to skateboarding, and today we're doing a first look at the exclusive, all-new Ace AF1 Inverted truck, or as Ace calls it, the best skateboarding truck in the entire world, which we think is a pretty darn bold claim. But today we're gonna get into all the tech, we're gonna talk about it and figure out why this might be the world's best skateboarding truck. As always, they're extremely strong because they're the AF1s, and they're hollow, so they're very light, and this will be the lightest truck that Ace has ever made. In this video, we're going to talk about the AF1 tech and the new tech for this inverted truck.
Technology.
We're going to talk about
Click Lock Pro,
what it is and why it has solved so many inverted truck problems. We're going to talk about sizes, specs, and price, and we're going to get a bit of team feedback on these. And we also rode these trucks for a month, and we're going to show you what they look like. So big boys, let's get into it. As you know, I've been riding Slappies since they came out, and I love them. Sam, who owns the shop, has been riding AF1 since they came out. He loves those the best. And Jordan, who works at the shop, does not like to turn on his skateboard, so he rides Ventures. So the important thing about that lesson is that trucks are like pants. A fit means something different to everyone. People like it to fit and feel different. Hug the buns in some, and then hug them tight old calves in others. Let's...
Marley!
Ooh! Ooh! Let's talk about the tech. When the AF1s came out, they had a lot of new tech to them.
Technology.
These trucks have all that tech in them as well. Things like the rethreading axle nut that comes with the truck. So every single time you take your wheel nut off, you take your wheels off, you change them. When you put it back on, it's actually rethreading your axle. So there's no mushroom tips, especially for you slappy dogs. Plus it comes with an extra rethreader die that you can carry in your pocket, throw on a keychain, whatever, so you can always use it at the park. The AF1 hangers are faced on either side, so basically when it hits your bearing, it's not gonna pinch. Your wheel can sit right up against it nicely. Laser etched in inches sizing on the trucks. So there is none of this 144, 172, 36, whatever bull crap where you don't know what size your trucks are. It just says 8, 8.25, 8.5, 8.75, 9, 10, 13, 15, 17. You know how many inches these trucks are, 17 inches. They have a hollow kingpin and a hollow axle, making them extremely lightweight. And the main selling feature, the main thing that the AF1 is famous for, it's the strongest cast truck ever made. This was a huge selling feature when they came out. These trucks are 70% stronger than a standard aluminum. And that's really important because the casting actually is the thing that opened the door for them to be able to make the inverted truck. So now let's talk about the tech that is exclusively new in the AF1 inverted truck. These trucks feature what they're calling the unbendable special hollow axle. It's only been out so far on one other truck, which is the Kevin Spanky long truck, but it brings down the weight and it still maintains an extremely strong hollow axle. These new inverted trucks come with the lightest forged base plate ever made. The next big piece of tech that is on these trucks is the domed out recessed base plate. When you flip it upside down, it has the Ace logo on it, but what it actually has is it is carved out on the inside of the truck, making it lighter and stronger than any other base plate that Ace has ever made. And now, the pinnacle, the biggest piece of craziness, the secret sauce, the reason people are gonna buy these trucks is their brand new patented technology of
Click Lock Pro technology.
Before we explain what that is, let's talk about how it got there. Basically, they wouldn't have been able to do this new thread lock system without having the strength that the AF1 brought to the truck. Basically, the aluminum is made so strong that it made the inverted Kingpin possible. If the aluminum wasn't that strong, this wouldn't have worked. It would have broke apart. This
Click Lock Pro
is the thing that solves all the problems that we have with inverted truck kingpins. First thing you'll notice when you flip it over, there is no nut in the base plate. It's no nut base plate. They should have released it in November, am I right? No nut in November, base plate in November? If you've never actually had inverted kingpins, here's the thing. Usually there's a nut right there. When you thread the top in, the bottom of the kingpin actually comes out, which if you ride really tight trucks or really soft bushings, when you crank it down, it gets to a point when the kingpin actually hits the board and you can't tighten it anymore, making it a problem. Or the nut inside spins and then your kingpin actually spins off while you're skateboarding. These are two major issues with inverted kingpins. What they did with this is they actually threaded the base plate. So basically the entire base plate is the nut when you thread down the kingpin, it threads further into the base plate, giving you way more room for that kingpin to go through. The other thing that remedied your kingpin hitting the board and the fact that it was threaded on the base plate, this allowed them to shorten the kingpin dramatically. So this is not a regular kingpin in here. It is a shorter version of a kingpin because it doesn't have to stick out to fit into a nut. So even if you crank these things as tight as you can possibly get them, the kingpin still is coming nowhere near your board.
Great success.
That fixes the problem of your kingpin extending too far. Now what they did to make it so your kingpin doesn't slip and start loosening all the way out is they have this 3-click system inside the actual base plate. So basically every time you turn it, there's these little tiny notches in there that it clicks into place so it can't back off. So that means when you tighten it down, it's staying put. It is not gonna loosen off for you, so you don't have to worry about your kingpin disappearing when you're grinding a 32 stair handrail. It's a two-way system, so when you loosen it off, it'll still click into place on the way back up too, but it's not gonna do it without you telling it yes sir and yes ma'am. The other nice thing about this system is that, let's say you do 3 clicks tighten on your back truck, you know exactly where it's at. So on your front truck, you do 3 clicks tuning, your front and back truck are gonna be the exact same. So you're gonna have more precision in knowing exactly where your trucks actually sit on tight and loose. The other thing with
Click Lock Pro,
which if you haven't noticed, there is no nut on the top, is because they shorten the kingpin and there's no need for a nut on the top or the bottom. They actually shorten the top bushing, making it a drastically higher grind clearance. We actually even talked to the truck designers about the grind clearance, and they said they designed it so that even if you grind down to the axle, you still will not hit your kingpin. That's how much grind clearance you have. Do you remember what the 90s or the early 2000s were like? You literally had this much grind clearance, a little bit of feebles, and you were just mushrooming all of your kingpin nuts, and then you couldn't grind or do anything cool, and then you could never get them off or tighten them or loosen them ever again. Thank the Lord for this right here, this grind clearance. This truck is the highest grind clearance of any truck on the market right now, with 44 millimeters of grind clearance. The other huge problem with the inverted truck is they are a pain in the ass to tighten. The thing is, with other inverted trucks, this little kingpin nut or whatever on the top, you use a skate tool on, and it's almost pre-rounded off. You're trying to tighten it, you have to crank it, and your tool slips off and you punch the truck and mess up your head and all that kind of stuff. With these ones, they created a special little tool that comes with the truck that slides into your regular T-tool, which everyone has, even Groms have. It slides in and you can screw it down. It's literally almost like a bit that goes into your drill or into your ratchet set, and it goes on there. It's so easy to tighten and loosen. Now we've talked about the beautiful, amazing tech that makes these trucks super unique. Now let's get into the sizing and the measurements and all the specs of the truck. So the first initial drop of these trucks only comes in 2 sizes, the 44 and 55, which if you know the Ace sizing, that's 8 1/4 and an 8.5 inch truck, which you should be able to ride these trucks comfortably on a board from any size from size 8 all the way up to 8.75. As we mentioned before, the 44 millimeter grind clearance makes it the max amount of grind clearance of any truck on the market at the moment. And the beautiful thing about these is if you're an Ace fan, if you're an Ace head like Sam, he loves Aces and he loves the turn geometry and he never wants to compromise on that. And so you always worry with new tech, is it gonna change? Nope. These ones are gonna turn beautifully like all the others. If you're gonna head out and buy these, the trucks are gonna come in at $89.99 USD or at $125 CAD. So they're definitely a more expensive truck in the market, but with their claim that they're the world's best skateboard truck, and also the lifespan of this truck is gonna be so long grinding past the axle, it's probably gonna be worth the bang for the buck. Now, a bunch of the team guys are riding these trucks right now. A lot of them seem to love it. The marketing guy for Ace sent us a screenshot of a text that he got from Cyrus Bennett, and it said, I just did a Smith grind that literally wouldn't have been possible without this new inverted kingpin. The dip was too low, I am too sick. Sam rode these for a month, and because he barely does any grinds, he had to use a grinder and a sanding disc and whatever to look super grom on there. But he can do some tricks, and this is what they look like. Guys, I'm Levi, this is Shred Shop, connect you to skateboarding, and you just watched a first look at the Ace AF1 Inverted truck. What trucks are you riding right now? Let us know below. What are your favorite trucks and why? Is it the turn? Is it the weight? Is it the way it does all your squigglies and your grinds and all that kind of stuff? I don't know. Let us know below. Stay tuned for comment of the week. Oh, we got a spicy one for you, my guys. This one is on our video called The Slop. It's a video of all these pros reading mean internet comments about themselves and then clapping back. But it's a guy named Subi Racer 005. Sub Racer. He said, Levi going full 2000s Justin Timberlake. Keep those Cali locks. Well, I got news for you, bud. Cut them off. I'm still Justin Timberlake with the little fried itchy band noodles on top. But also, why the heck do you guys comment on my hair so much? I am old and I'm trying to stay young. So that's the real answer.